Were there any other black and white films released in 2019? Or was this the first?
Going to that already, huh?
Sure did, Jeff.
Again.
Hey, you know, for the record, I didn't pick this movie. I had mentioned in passing that I seen it and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you did.
I even said it was brought up afterwards, and I knew, and I asked Aaron, how do you feel about black and white movies? You're not a fan.
I wasn't.
And you still picked it?
Yeah. You want to know why?
William Defoe.
William Defoe.
Defoe.
Yeah, William Defoe. And who's the other actress?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
That's right. I said what I said on purpose.
Best Picture at the Academy Awards went to Parasite. Bong Joon-ho won Best Director for Parasite. Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for Joker. And Best Actress went to Renee Zellweger for Judy. Best Art Direction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The Lighthouse at the Oscars was nominated for Best Cinematography. Top 3 at the domestic box office: Avengers Endgame, The Lion King, and Toy Story 4. Some other movies that came out: The Irishman, Marriage Story, Us, Murder Mystery, John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. The Lighthouse was released October 2019. We've got some rules. Rule number 1.
What a bomb drop. That whole list of movies that you just mentioned, I think I watched every one of them.
Yeah?
Besides The Lighthouse until recently.
Okay.
So, wow. What a big year 2019 was for movies.
Have you seen Judy?
No.
Okay.
That was the one that I haven't seen. Because she's still alive, right? Judi Dench?
Judy Garland.
Oh, Judy Garland.
Judy
I thought it was about Judi Dench. So that makes me look like I have egg on my face here. Hold on. Let me just wipe that off. Judy Garland.
Rule number 1. The movie has to be made within the last 2 years. We're good.
2019, it's 2021 now? It's 2021 now?
Yeah.
Early
Early.
2021.
So we're just within that.
Still in Q1, right? Still in Q1? Okay.
Could have been within the last 18 months.
Ooh. But we go by
But
years.
it's not. We round up.
We made it.
Movie has to have a runtime of less than 110 minutes. Lighthouse has 109. We're good.
Again, selection committee.
Without them, we'd be lost. Lost!
We would be talking about the Phantom Thread without them.
We would be. And it might just be a phantom person listening to us.
And who knows? SC, we may have even liked it.
Yeah, see.
Rule number 3, more of a guideline: spoilers. We will be spoiling The Lighthouse. If you have not seen it, pause this. I didn't do this for Hidden Figures, did I?
No, there was no arm waving or nothing.
There was no, Jeff, I want to see it.
No.
There was nothing.
Aaron just said, we've already spoiled it.
Should I retire that whole thing?
No.
Has it worn out?
No.
Jeff, I think some things need to stay the same. It'd be like the Hulk, not, the Hulk Hogan not doing his little thing, or sort of The Rock, right? Where he does, what is the Rock?
Now I'm going to have people trying to cancel me because I didn't tell them to pause Hidden Figures and go watch it and come back. Now I'm going to get canceled.
I think you need to go back to what was working then.
Okay. I probably should.
Let's see it. Let's do it. Let's get that energy going because it's important.
Spoilers.
Okay.
If you have not seen The Lighthouse, we will be spoiling The Lighthouse. So that means pause this.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Come back.
Yeah. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Press play.
Press play. Okay, good deal. That felt better. I think that just sets the tone.
$4 million budget. The Lighthouse made $18.3 million at the box office, scored 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Directed by Robert Eggers, who also directed The Witch, another movie that nobody saw. Stars Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, and that's it. Aside from a mermaid and a dead coworker.
Who is the director on this again?
Robert Eggers.
Eggers.
So I'm going to get this out right now. Anytime I seen his name was visionary director. It wasn't director. It was a visionary director. I just wish that he would tell the story.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. He didn't finish the story.
What story?
Exactly. Thank you very much, Jeff. That was very well done.
What do you mean?
That's my assumption of this movie right now.
There's a Google synopsis.
I'm ready for the Google synopsis.
How can you have a synopsis of something that wasn't told?
Let's see if it finished it.
Two lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity while living on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s.
You know what it is? It's an island. There's nothing mysterious about it.
There's some things mysterious about it.
There's
and
literally...
that's it? That's the synopsis? That was it?
No. When you drink turpentine, then it becomes mysterious. That's literally the problem here.
No, there's some mysterious things like what happens to... Like, there's dead bodies.
There's one head that shows up, and
There's
we
a
don't even
head?
know if it was real. It could have been part of his a figment of imagination.
That's true. Yeah.
The mermaid, was that real?
Don't know.
The one he was holding in one hand while the other hand was busy, that one was real.
Absolutely. The one that looked dead and then had this giant thing on it in another part of the movie was like,
Yeah.
wow. Was that real?
We don't know.
This,
Right.
the
Go ahead.
Lighthouse is very weird. It's a very weird movie.
I agree.
It's very weird. It's different. It's in black and white. It's going to turn a lot of people off.
Isa.
But I will say I enjoyed the heck out of Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe's performance.
The performances were fun for me. I don't know, Karen.
Yeah, the performances were fun. The storyline being so incomplete was the turnoff for me.
This is from visionary director Eggers.
So what do you mean the storyline? I mean, what's...
The whole storyline needed to be completed.
But doesn't there need to be one for their...
There needs to be a storyline to be
How
completed.
can it be incomplete if there's no storyline?
So you're saying that there's no storyline at all?
Yeah, there's really no storyline.
Huh.
I mean, there's conversations where they talk about, Robert Pattinson's character, Ephraim Winslow.
Is it Ephraim Winslow,
Is
though?
it, or is it
Or is
Thomas?
it
Is it Tom, right?
Yeah.
Tom.
There's more conversations and I found myself asking questions about, this guy, is he who he says he is? Turns out he's not. There's no story. It's...
The story is there's a lighthouse keeper and an attendant.
And
it's a story of them being on that rock. That's the story.
and Robert Pattinson's character battling with his sanity.
Basically is the story, but we never get a sense of like what really happened during that whole time.
Yeah.
Which was the incomplete part for me. And visionary director Eggers. Why is he visionary? I'm going to tell you a non-story. That's my job.
Right.
There was something about it, and it's weird. There's something about it's the energy of the lighthouse. It's the acting. I don't know. The first time I watched it, I was just sucked in. I couldn't look away.
Right.
And I think it works for me. It's weird. It's strange. But for me, I think it works because, again, spoilers. Neither one of them survive. I think if one of them would have been sailing away from the island and then it would have been over, then I probably would have had an issue with it.
You appreciate the way it ended?
Yeah.
It ended?
I'm actually okay with both of them dying at the end. But if you just would have filled in a few of the blanks before you got there, you know what I mean? It just left so much of the story with big holes. You don't know. You don't go anywhere necessarily with the mermaid. You don't go anywhere with why did one of them turn into a dog and tow the other one out and throw him into the hole and half bury him. They're just big holes.
What was in the lighthouse?
What was in the lighthouse? What did he see? We don't know. What happened to the other assistant?
But is that a bad thing that you don't see what's in the lighthouse? It's
That
not a
part
bad thing in Pulp Fiction. When you
That part I
see
don't
what's
really
in
I don't really
briefcase.
mind. I really don't mind that part. I really don't. It's that it ended quickly after that. Very quickly after that, with him being in the position that he was in.
They get in fights together with no explanation why. They're just fighting.
Well, it's two men that are stuck together for weeks.
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
It's not a long time.
No. But when you're with somebody that you get along with at first, but you're in a smaller space with them, little things maybe start to get under your skin and annoy you that probably seem ridiculous otherwise.
Huh. Really?
You've never lived with somebody that you're just...
Yeah. I had to spend 3 months in a very tight contained quarters with 120 other dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwater with no light, no nothing.
Yeah.
No rain, no nothing. Breathing the same freaking air.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen. Like, that's why it's not, to me, Dude Edgar's is not visionary. I would say he's probably bordering on needing to be in a hospital somewhere.
Okay. But that's not possible to you that somebody maybe for a long period of time trapped in the same space with someone.
Right. Let's get long period of time defined first, because 5 weeks is
not a
long
long
term.
period of time.
Okay. I disagree.
Huh.
When you're stuck in in the same space with somebody that you don't want to be stuck in the same space with, that can be a long time.
Right. But even they showed it for half the day. They're not in the same space.
Right. But like right off the bat, they're fighting.
Mm.
When Ephraim says he cleaned the place twice over,
Yeah.
and Thomas is saying, I want you to do it again.
And you'll do it again.
And you'll do it again. I mean,
Or you'll lose your pay.
Right. I mean, anything that person does after that is going to get under my skin.
Probably. But
I don't care if it's 5 weeks. I don't care if it's a week. I mean, right off the bat, if you're getting on me like that and threatening to take away my pay and I got to live with you, we're going to have some problems.
5 weeks, man. It's not that long a time.
It's not. But you're going to talk to me that way within the first week, and I got to spend 4 more weeks with you?
Well, let's look at the deal. He's the boss.
Right. I don't want to live with my boss.
I agree. But you did sign up for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they pressed you into service. They are going to pay you to do this.
And I am doing it, and now he's going to take away my pay.
Well, he's not going to unless he does it. The job that he's
But I am
does.
doing it.
But
I did it twice over.
But did he?
I don't know.
Did you literally lick the rust off the nails and put them back in to rebuild this thing from scratch if I tell you to do that? That's a hard taskmaster.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 5 weeks is a long time. you talking like that? That is a long ass time.
Okay, I'm okay to disagree with that. That's fine. I'm good. I think from a personal standpoint, I've dealt with worse for a longer period of time. So I saw this movie as a the guy's in a tough spot. And you know what? He killed the bird. And
Yeah.
guess what? His little savior boat didn't show up because he killed the bird. Why didn't he listen to this dude, to Willem Dafoe, right off the bat? Don't mess with the seabirds. It's bad luck.
And none of this even happened until what, the last day?
It was like the day
It
before.
was like
the
the
last
day before that they
Yeah.
were supposed to be picked up. Yeah.
And they pull up a crate of booze that only lasts for, what, 3 days? They got no clean water.
No drinkable water.
But it's been pouring down rain the whole time?
Yeah.
Hello? Are you just...
Daft.
Are you slow? Or what? What's going on here?
I mean, it is what, the 1890s, early 1900s? I don't know.
What does he say? Are you a dullard?
Yeah. I am infatuated with Willem Dafoe's performance on this one
As the salty dog.
as the salty dog. I think because I'm a sailor at heart, and that's just the way he talks, the way he is, the way he's hard nosed, the way he tries to bring him, Robert Pattinson along for the ride, and that whole thing of being hard but being, it is what it is, right? Kind of a situation.
Yeah.
I've seen salty dogs like that. They don't speak like that, but I've seen bosses like that in the Navy where that's what you do. It's fun to me. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like Defoe's character in this movie. The story sucks, though. Sorry.
You guys keep talking about the story sucks.
There's no story.
What
Sorry.
Story. Why?
The non-story, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like having
Thank
a
you.
good story.
Thank you. Critical response. Critics' consensus reads, a gripping story brilliantly filmed and led by a pair of powerhouse performances. The Lighthouse further establishes Aaron's boy Robert Eggers as a filmmaker of exceptional talent. Yeah. One critic compared Pattinson's performance to that of Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. That, I say, nonsense.
Sounds
This was
good.
a 5-star.
These are critics.
Oh,
People that get
Professional
paid.
critics?
Professional critics.
Okay.
okay.
All right, peanut gallery.
I'm ready for peanuts.
Here's some peanuts.
Yeah.
5-star peanuts. Man, what a performance from the boys.
Perfect.
5 stars.
Yeah.
Still can't get enough of Willem Dafoe's sea swear. 5 stars. This movie made me fall in love with Robert Pattinson.
Can I stop you there for a second?
Yeah.
Defoe's monologue of him cursing and calling upon Poseidon to curse Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
was incredible. It was long.
Yeah.
Wow. It was long, but it was
Yeah.
spot on. Like, he couldn't take a break. There was no editing in there. He had to get that out. It was like him being on stage in a Macbeth show.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it was a Shakespeare novelist kind of thing.
That's actually that's funny you mentioned that because I felt like I was watching 2 men on stage performing the first time I watched it.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
I wonder if they did. I wonder if they did that one shot. If they. It wasn't like several takes of it or stop and starts because of the whole feel of the scene.
Yeah.
He had to have done that.
Yeah.
I think if they did it in one shake, I think it just goes to speak to how well or how good an actor that Willem Dafoe really is.
And no, he wasn't nominated.
Wow.
Which blows, because
It does.
he did a really good job on that one.
Yeah.
That spot in okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're
Alright.
we're off track. 5 stars.
5
Go.
stars. God, I love this movie. 5 stars.
Okay.
I want to play Warcraft with Robert and Willem. 5 stars.
Okay. I'm not sure
Okay.
what work. Okay. Let's move on because I've got feelings about that.
They probably want to show him what a story looks like, maybe.
Probably. Hey, work with Blizzard. Learn how to what a story looks like.
Yeah.
3rd watch, still love it.
third watch?
Third watch. Yeah, they're on third watch. Probably going to go on number 4 pretty soon. So underrated. I hope it becomes a classic as time passes, but don't think it will. 5 stars.
Going back to that the previous to the last one,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he's got a leak in his roof.
Aha.
Why is that?
Holding on to a little doll of a mermaid.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking is going on there.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah. I'm going to need to watch this one again.
Aaron went off the deep end.
I mean, yeah. The director's got to be checked into a mental hospital. Anybody who watches this 3 or more times
I think
is a
so.
lunatic.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're a lunatic.
All right, we're starting to get a little personal here.
There's some personal things in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
5 weeks is not too long.
Okay.
All right. All right.
He has feelings about this movie.
I do. And we know this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm feeling good about it.
I can think of some bosses that I would not want to be stuck for 5 weeks with.
Okay. Are they
So
in this
ask
room?
Ask Aaron what his tattoo is of.
The mermaid.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got the mermaid on my
Yeah.
leg.
I've had the visual.
It's
ever since.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a personal thing.
It's personal.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering. Appreciate that.
All right, half star reviews. I don't ever want to watch movies like this. Half a star.
Like what?
Like this.
Like what? Just this.
I mean, it's stuff. Even this part, I add this into the pros of reasons why I like this movie.
Uh-huh.
You just don't see stuff like this in movies.
You sure don't see this kind of
Probably good reason.
That he's beating the bird to death. Grabs the bird by the feet and beats it to death.
I
stuff. Can
can
you talk about that for a second?
Okay.
Just the whole interaction with the bird.
Mhm.
The bird. When we first get introduced to the bird.
It's got a problem with Ephraim for some reason.
Literally standing his ground in front of a door saying,
You shall not pass.
could have been Gandalf with the freaking staff. Boom. Just like that.
Eggers. He used Poseidon and Prometheus as kind of like a basis for what he was going off of. Apparently, this is what I've read.
Okay.
And he's also used old sailors' tales and stories. And one of them is that, well, and I think it was even mentioned in the movie that birds are the souls of
Seabirds.
seabirds, are the souls of dead sailors
Yep.
or something.
Yeah.
So,
Dead sailors and
Yeah.
sea gods.
yeah. All right. I can appreciate parts of this, like the framing of certain shots, but honestly, never again. Half a star. I rewatched this movie and it was stupid. I hate this movie now. Half a star.
Did they like it the first time?
I think they thought it was stupid, and then they rewatched it and now they hate it.
Ouch.
Half a star. The Lighthouse, more like the Poop House.
Wow.
Pretty sure my son wrote that. No, that's an actual. Yeah. Why is it an old vision? I hate it. I think they mean black and white.
Yeah.
Old Vision?
Old vision.
Wow.
Old vision.
Don't just call it what it is.
Yeah,
Maybe they did call it what it was.
maybe. Worst musical I've ever seen.
Wow.
That's pretty messed up and funny.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty good burn right there.
Completely disliked it. This was not good. Those are separate.
Oh, there were two separate.
Oh,
Wish I could give it a negative rating.
And that's why we go after the half stars.
Yeah. So I Hidden Figures had 11,000 reviews,
Uh-huh.
where I get
17.
some of these from. Had 11,000 total reviews. Had a score of 3.8 out of 5. The average rating.
Okay.
The Lighthouse had 75,000 reviews.
Wow.
What?
Had an average score of 4.1 out of 5.
I think for
Had
the acting.
nearly 7 times more reviews than Hidden Figures.
That is amazing. Why is that? I'm not going to speculate because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
I know Robert Eggers has a bit of a cult following.
Okay. But nobody's seen The Witch. I've seen the title, and then it's 2 V's and
I've
a
seen
W.
The Witch. It's weird like this, but it's not for me. I appreciate his style
Okay.
as a filmmaker. He has his own unique style.
Okay, let me ask you this. On a scale of Scorsese, Reiner, and, I don't know. Okay, on a scale of that, is he ever going to get to that level? Because of his visionary work? Is he going to hit the masses enough to be able to get that kind of following?
No, not with this style, because this is a very indie, artistic style that he has.
Yeah.
That style is never going to be mainstream, because mainstream is Michael Bay.
Needs a story.
I mean, we've seen movies. No, we've seen movies that are successful,
Yeah.
that are popular, that people flock to.
Here's one that just pops into my mind that wasn't a norm kind of a story. Pulp Fiction, when it came out, didn't fit the normal bill for what a story was or how it was told. You would almost consider that one to be visionary as well, and in the storytelling. But again, he's telling a story.
Right. I don't think, and I think we've seen, I don't think that this style will be able to appeal to enough people for him to take that next.
Okay.
For to get these larger studios to throw a bunch of money at him.
Okay.
I think he's at a point where he has a studio like A24 that here's $5-10 million. We know you can do it. And
Who is A24? Who runs that?
I don't know who runs it. It's definitely a specific style.
Don't they do things from like Happy Madison stuff too as well?
No,
I thought that was A24.
no. They did do the Uncut Gems.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Safdie Brothers,
Okay.
who also did Good Time, which is an A24 movie starring Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Another low budget. That's what they are, low budget. They've done movies with Toni Collette. They have like their style of horror movies that are very interesting.
Okay.
I'll say that. Very interesting.
Don't watch horror, so haven't watched horror recently. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not that I haven't watched it. Not a fan favorite.
They're more of like the psychological horrors.
Thriller.
Like a Get Out kind of thing.
Psychothriller.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I like Get Out. That was a really fun movie.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Didn't mind the acting, and just would have liked to see a little more story development through, thread through the story. I mean, thread through the movie. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have some questions answered. Some more clarity on some things, because you are left with questions.
And I'm not a big proponent of everything having to be tied up with a nice little bow at the end. I didn't mind that they died. I just wanted some kind of thread through the story that, just through the movie. Aaron.
Did you have a favorite scene? No? I just saw my favorite scene.
Why don't you explain for those that are not able to see what we're seeing?
Yeah, so Robert Pattinson has woken up after the binge from the night before, and they are super hungover. Can't find a pot to piss in. He's got to piss, so the piss buckets, they're full. The chamber pots are full because there's no bathroom. They got 2 chamber pots. He walks the chamber pots out onto the rock jetty that's out there, and he's facing the wind. And he empties the pots, and the pots blow right up into him. And he screams, ah! I think it coincides with that annoying foghorn they got going on behind in the music. And he's just screaming.
Because the crap's on his face.
It's on him.
Oh. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I did... vocally I laughed when I saw that scene, and just seeing it now makes me giggle again. So yeah.
You seen The Big Lebowski
Yes.
when they dump Donnie's ashes?
Yes.
And the
Fly
ash goes
back
like,
in
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Right back in their mouths.
Well, there you go. It's
A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling.
some distortion along with that.
Yeah, distortion. You mentioned the foghorn
Yeah.
that goes on throughout the entire movie.
There's a large section in the middle where it disappears and then it reappears again. I did notice that.
Yeah.
At the end.
We'll see. And I wasn't sure if that I had just gotten so used to it.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think if it was there the whole time,
Yeah.
you would have turned it off. I really think that we would have turned it off because I was about ready to turn it off. And I was like, nope, okay, it went away. We actually have a conversation now. It's just not the foghorn.
Okay.
The conversation started, the foghorn goes away, climax of the conversations and the actions, and then the foghorn comes back.
Comes back closer to the
periodically.
end.
And it's not the full time, but at the right times, I guess, according to Edgar's.
Yeah. He's an artiste.
Yeah, he is an artiste. And I tell you what, though, he got the best out of those 2 actors. He got if that's what you mean by visionary, hats off, bud. Visionary it is.
Yeah.
You're doing your craft.
All right. So what do you rate it, Jeff? For you?
I gave it 4 out of 5.
Wow. I'm at the other end of the spectrum. I said 1.
Okay.
How about you?
I have to break this up into 2 pieces. The acting for both of the main actors, by far and away 4.5. Easy. Almost 5, but there was some stuff that the storyline just didn't make it happen for
Yeah,
me.
but we're rating the movie as a whole.
Okay, 3.
Okay.
Story sucked. Acting was great.
Story.
Sorry.
guys
If there was a story,
Lack of a story.
acting was great.
There you have it.
It's the acting, just the weirdness and the mystery. I like sometimes, if depending on how the movie goes, and the
How can you
acting's
have
really
mystery if there was no story?
No, there's mystery. You can have mystery. I mean, we talked about there's mystery. What happened? The whole thing with finding out about Robert Pattinson, Ephraim's co-worker, the mystery of the Lighthouse. There's a little bit of mystery there with Willem Dafoe's character and
Who's the blonde guy?
who's the blonde guy. I think that's
Nobody knows.
Ephraim's.
I think so too, but
Yeah.
Yes. This was not a movie of stories. This was just a movie of questions, unanswered questions. That's
Yeah.
all. Let's just dump a whole bunch of questions in a 1 hour session
it's more than 1 hour.
with 2 great actors and then not answer any of them. That's how I felt.
Wow. Dang. You know what, Karen? Karen, you're Robert Pattinson, and this movie's The Bird.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Grab it by the neck and just go to town.
She did this 2 weeks ago with The Wolf of Wall Street, too.
She did.
Hey.
I appreciate you just being forthright
Yeah.
and just coming out right out with it. We got anything else for this film?
No. I'm actually surprised it went on this long.
Okay.
That's a wrap.